Assalamualaikum and hi to everyone. Thank you for watching this video. So in this video, we'll discuss about designing interaction in mobile web application. Okay. Do you feel any emotional connection to your phone? You have better experience when you deal with your phone. So how is mobile different compared to other devices? First is about the physicality and specification. Okay, the bandwidth and the connectivity to the internet, the dimension of your phone, the size, the weight, it is touch screen. Okay. Number two, how, where, and when. How to viewing condition, distraction, how we behave and feel when you're dealing with your mobile phone. Okay, this one we talk about the interaction. So we need to know how you, as the user of your mobile, feel the connectivity between you and your phone. Okay, what is interaction design? Okay, the design of how the user can participate with the information present either in a direct or indirect way. It means how the user will interact with the website of application to create a more meaningful experience and accomplish his or her goal. Okay. When we talk about the interaction, it's about the interaction between the user and the application itself. Okay, how about the design? How the design is needed in order to make a meaningful experience between user and the application. So these are the sketch. When you want to develop something, you can start with your sketch. From the sketch, then you can start designing your own application. These are the example that we try to understand how the user interact with the application, the gesture, the position of the phone, the position of the camera if it deal with the camera, how the user will use, uh, in which way, in which view. It's about the system design for the better interaction for the users itself. So design interaction in the mobile web. When we want to design the interaction in mobile web, we should consider the first one is most modern mobile devices employ touch screen, which provides opportunities and constraints to the users. Most of the mobile give the user ability to select using the touch screen, and this will give the opportunities and constraint to the developer when you want to develop a web mobile application. Second, the design should not only emphasize on the content but how user will interact with the content itself. Okay, so we need to consider this kind of thing when we as a developer want to design the mobile application. Okay, when designing for ergonomic, one should consider the device dimensions, the user holding pattern, how the user will hold your the mobile device, the hit areas, and information architecture. When we talk about the interaction towards our web mobile application, it's not only about the user interface. It's also need to consider about the ergonomic part. Device dimension is the size of the mobile itself. A good mobile developers would take account into designing for different device dimension, because we have multiple devices, multiple mobile devices in the market. So multiple devices from multiple company have multiple dimension, not only focus on one dimension, but as a developer, you need to consider that your user will have different device, different dimension, different size of mobile devices. There are several popular aspect ratio for the mobile devices and two main orientation, horizontal and vertical. Okay, we need to consider that part. So popular screen orientation, we have the portrait view and we have the landscape view. So as a designer, you should know what is the best layout based on this kind of orientation. Okay, user hold pattern, this one is the second point. Okay, according to the Huber in 2013, users are found to hold their phone in three basic ways. First, one-handed, second, cradle, and third, two-handed. Okay, this is based on his research. How, what are the pattern that user use when they hold their phone? So these are the three basic way. However, the way in which users hold their phone is not a static. Users change the way they are holding their phone very often, and sometimes every few seconds. You can observe yourself, and you can observe your family members or your friends when they use the phone. They're not static. Some they will hold with one hand. After that, a few seconds they change to two hand. Okay? They are often change the position, the way they hold the phone. And this usually relate to the task they are performing while on the mobile device itself. Okay, next is thumb zone. The thumb zone is a heat map of sorts, and it is a best guess for how easy it is for our thumb to tap area on the phone screen. And most common use case, one-handed use, right thumb on the screen, thumb anchor in the lower right hand corner. This is based on the research that we made before. It may be different. Different people and different users have different habit and different way when they handle with the mobile application, mobile devices. Okay, this one is thumb zone. Different thumb zone or different size of screen. It is example for the iPhone 4S, 5S, 6, 6 Plus. Now we have 12. So we have different, multiple, very, very, very one-handed users like this one. The thumbs join in higher in the image on the right. The thumb zone. And some users seem to position their hand by considering the reach they would need. If, for example, they would hold the phone so that they could easily reach the top of the screen rather than the bottom. So it depends on the user habit and the user's experience or the user behavior. Okay, different users have different style. With thumb usage, user merely added a hand to stabilize the phone for one-handed use. Okay, this one as developer you need to assume. Okay, a smaller percentage of users use index finger to interact with the screen. So this is similar to the way people use pen with their mobile devices. Okay, this one is two-handed. When they hold their phone using two-handed, mobile device user often switch between two-handed use and cradling, with user typing with both thumb. Okay, example this one. And some users seem to be adept at the tapping the screen with both thumb or just one thumb. Okay, for example, user might scroll with the right thumb and then tap a link with the left thumb. This one is assumed based on the research that have been made before. So as a summary on how people hold and interact with the mobile phone, one-handed is 49% of the user use one-handed. Some of them use the cradle and some of them use two-handed in order to handle their phone. Okay, next we go for the gestures. Each part of the touchscreen dedicated to functionality precludes the display of the content in that area, so making gesture a crucial component of the mobile interaction design. Okay, there are several popular gestures. Number one, we have the press or single tap, and then we have the long press, long tap, double tap, small swipe, large swipe, pinch, zoom in, zoom out. Okay. So this more information regarding the gestures. Action is press. So select primary action. For long press, to edit, to select certain sentence for copying data. And when we use the double press for zoom in and zoom out. Okay, this one is based on a different phone. For Windows East, there is no standard. You should know your OS when you develop your mobile application. Okay, next we have small swipe. For the iPhone, reveal or delete button. Android, there's no standard for the small swipe. For Windows 8, select object in a list or grid. Okay, this part may change day after day, or maybe currently we use this kind of things. So next several years they may change to another part. Okay, like swipe and pinch. So different operating system have different gestures. Okay, next part is the mobile information architecture. So while the structure of the responsive site may follow more standard pattern, native application, for example, often employ navigational structure that are tab-based. So there is no right way to architect a mobile site or application. Some of the most popular pattern, we have the hierarchy, hub and spoke, nested door, bento, box, tab, view, and filter view. Okay, there is no set. We can say that this is the right way. This is not the right way, but we have several patterns that we can follow in order to designing our information architecture using the mobile device. So this is hierarchical, a standard site structure with an index page and series of subpages. If you are designing a responsive site, you may be restricted to this kind of pattern. This one is good for organizing complicated site structure that need to follow the desktop site structure. Okay, the next part is hub and spoke. Okay, like this one, we have the main menu. So this button will lead you to another page. This button lead you to another page. This button to lead another page, and you must have one button to go back to this page. So a hub and spoke pattern give you a central index from which user will navigate out. From center, it will navigate to another page. User can't navigate between spokes, but must return to the hub instead. Mean after it go to the page, it must go to this page before it can go to this page. Okay, so good for the multi-functional tools, each with a distinct internal navigation and purpose. So depends on what type of application that you want to create. Okay, next part is nested doll. The nested doll pattern leads user in a linear fashion to more detailed content. Okay, something like this one. Min, go to next. From min, from the home part, go to details. So this one is good for application or site with singular or closely related topic. And this can also be used as a section pattern inside other parent pattern, such as a standard hierarchy pattern or hub and spoke. Quite similar but have a different. So before you design your web application or mobile application, you should consider this kind of pattern. The next part is the tab view, a pattern that regular application user will be familiar with. Okay, this one, tab view. Click on another tab. So a collection of sections tied together by a toolbar menu. Okay, you like have the menu bar. So from this page, you can go to tab this page, and then you can tap. So multi tab. It allows the user to quickly scan and understand the complete functionality of the application when it first opens. So good for tool-based application with similar themes, multitasking part. Yeah, we only have the similar themes. Okay, next part is bento box or dashboard. So at the main page, you have the dashboard. From the dashboard, it will direct you to another screen. So this one is bring more detailed content directly to the intake screen by using component to display portion of related tools or content. So more suited to the tablet than the mobile due to the complexity. And good for multifunctional tools, content-based tablet app, and have similar theme. Okay. The next part, we have the filtered view. Filtered view, it look like this one. From this one, you can filter the view of your screen. So a filtered view pattern allow the user to navigate within a set of data by selecting filter options in order to create an alternative view. So an excellent way to allow the user to explore content in a way that suits with them, so with the users. So good for the apps or site with large quantities of content, such as article, images, and videos. Okay. So that's all for the pattern when you deal with your mobile web application. So these are the most popular patterns, and before you can select your pattern, you need to identify which type of users that will deal with your application and what the content of your application for your user before you can choose the right, it's not the right or wrong, but the most suitable for your user. So the next video will discuss about the handling web device proliferations. So that's all for this video. Thank you and assalamualaikum.